understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you and then we could...
Between Taylor Swift and Blake Lively, Taylor feels like she's been used.
Yeah, used in the middle of Blake Lively's war with Justin Baldoni. And there's certain things that that we know Blake has said about Taylor in reference to that battle that do not sit well with Taylor at all. The big one.
Is there trouble in paradise between Taylor Swift and Blake Lively? Not long ago, these two seemed inseparable, known for their light-hearted public banter, cameo appearances in each other's lives, and a bond that felt genuinely unbreakable. They were the kind of friends who trusted each other enough to share personal milestones, inside jokes, and even family moments. Taylor famously name-dropped Blake's children in her songs, and Blake would rave about Taylor's artistry on social media. But rumors spread like wildfire in entertainment circles, and lately the talk has turned sour. The phrase, "I'm not your dragon," keeps floating around, hinting that a once solid friendship might be showing signs of tension. Whenever major celebrities appear to drift apart, fans race to piece together the story. In this case, the narrative is especially complicated. There's talk of a secret meeting at Blake and Ryan Reynolds' home, one that involved Justin Baldoni, an actor-director known for big film projects and a certain brand of activism. Taylor's name got roped into that meeting, but depending on who you ask, she never agreed to be part of any behind-the-scenes tug-of-war. Publicly, everyone tried to keep things polite and hush-hush, but the internet always finds the smallest clues and runs with them. As the tension allegedly escalated, references from a popular fantasy series, Game of Thrones, snuck into leaked text messages. One source claims Blake called herself the Khaleesi and singled out her dragons as the unstoppable forces at her side. The catch? One of those dragons was rumored to be Taylor. Rather than feeling flattered, Swift was supposedly upset that she'd been used as leverage in a conflict she didn't ask to join. Suddenly, the entire fandom started asking, did Blake Lively take things one step too far?
Taylor Swift is having bad blood with Blake Lively. I am not your dragon?
Did Taylor Swift see red flags and back away? Or has the internet created a tempest in a teapot? Before we jump into all the carefully guarded secrets and behind-the-scenes rumors, let's pull back the curtain a bit on how Taylor and Blake came together in the first place, and why this current tension, if true, has left so many fans reeling. 'Cause for them to go from thick as thieves to possible frenemies means that something big must have happened. And some insiders claim Justin Baldoni's presence acted like gasoline on a fire. But that's only the tip of the iceberg in a story that involves lawsuits, claims of intimidation, and shocking accusations about who's rewriting film scripts and how that ties into Hollywood power games. So buckle up for a deep dive into the swirling rumors, partial truths, and official denials that make up this bizarre drama. You'll see how one text message, comparing a friend to a dragon, could unravel a high-profile friendship, at least if the rumor mill is to be believed. By the end, you may be wondering if even the biggest celebrities can escape the consequences of mixing personal friendships with professional intrigue. Long before this avalanche of suspicion and allegations, Taylor Swift and Blake Lively delighted fans by simply being adorable besties. Their relationship kicked off quietly. They were first spotted together in Australia, grabbing brunch and strolling through the sights without an army of paparazzi at their heels. Immediately, the media latched onto the story. Two big-name entertainers forging a real-life connection in an industry famous for fleeting alliances.
Taylor Swift feels like she was used by Blake Lively in her war with Justin Baldoni. She resents Blake calling her one of her dragons.
From the outside, it felt like a breath of fresh air. Blake had transitioned from her Gossip Girl era into major feature films, and Taylor was riding the wave of album successes. They weren't forced into each other's orbits for a project, they chose to hang out, and they seemed to have so much in common. Their interactions across social media set the internet ablaze. An adorable photo here, a witty exchange there, each one racking up millions of likes. Fans admired how down-to-earth both women appeared, whether sharing comedic stories about baking mishaps or praising one another's latest projects. Over time, it became clear they supported each other not just publicly but personally. Rumors circulated that Taylor occasionally retreated to Blake and Ryan's place in upstate New York to decompress from her hectic schedule, and that the lively Reynolds household offered a peaceful reprieve. In exchange, Taylor became something akin to the cool aunt to their children, with references to the kids even making cameo appearances in her music. Everything about their friendship seemed as real and heartwarming as it comes, until certain stories started circulating about how quickly alliances can shift when Hollywood politics enter the picture. Looking back, it's hard to pinpoint the exact moment whispers of tension began. Some insiders claim that even as early as 2021, little cracks started to show in how Blake and Taylor navigated each other's worlds. One person would miss a key event, and fans on social media would spin it into a doomsday scenario. But none of these little hiccups seemed to matter for long. The two repeatedly posted playful updates, supporting each other at film premieres and album launches.
I had a intense year. This morning I sent a text message. I had anxiety.
Why is that?
I haven't talked about this yet, but
No one suspected that a complicated ordeal involving an actor-director, someone only tangentially connected to the Swift-Lively bubble, might eventually test the strength of their bond. But that wasn't the whole story. Because once the name Justin Baldoni popped up in documents, text messages, and conversations about script changes, all roads led back to how this larger fiasco impacted the once unshakable friendship between Taylor Swift and Blake Lively. And the meeting that supposedly triggered this chain of events looms large in the rumors swirling around them. For anyone unfamiliar with Justin Baldoni, he's often cited as a multifaceted talent, an actor, producer, director, public speaker, and social advocate known for exploring topics like masculinity and empathy. At least, that was the image he cultivated until more complicated stories emerged. Ironically, his public persona, thoughtful, gentle, championing serious social issues, clashed jarringly with rumors that he was at the center of disagreements on the set of a film adaptation, It Ends With Us, alongside Blake Lively. On paper, the project was a dream. A best-selling novel, star-studded cast, and the promise of tackling real-life issues like domestic tension and emotional struggles. Blake took a starring role, while Baldoni directed and also acted in a major capacity. But reports quickly surfaced that behind the scenes, not everyone saw eye to eye. The script apparently underwent significant rewrites, some by the film's star, Blake, others by the film's director, Justin. Disagreements supposedly escalated to the point where entire scenes were changed or removed to fit a particular vision. Things got more explosive when a rumor hit the press about a hushed meeting at Blake and Ryan's apartment. The story goes that Blake believed her version of a particular scene was more aligned with a nuanced portrayal of the lead character's journey. Justin didn't completely agree, but then Blake allegedly called in the heavy artillery, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. While the world initially imagined a cozy double date, Justin's account painted it more like an ambush, two of the most influential, well-respected celebrities in modern entertainment leaning on him to accept Blake's revisions. Taylor, for her part, apparently had no clue she'd walk into a heated debate. According to certain insiders, Swift showed up expecting a casual catch-up or creative brainstorming session, only to find herself right in the middle of a standoff. First, she politely offered some feedback. She's known to be deeply passionate about creative control and story integrity, but she's also notoriously respectful of boundaries. Yet the longer the discussion went on, the more she realized she had landed in a crossfire. Suddenly, it wasn't just about the script, it was about how big names can exert enormous pressure when they're determined to see their vision succeed. Fans took note of this swirling gossip, but official statements stayed quiet. Blake's team and Justin's camp both seemed to deny any major friction, chalking it all up to normal filmmaking differences. Yet the rumor lingered that after that meeting, nothing was quite the same, and the wedge that formed between Blake and Justin cast a shadow over her friendship with Taylor. Some say Swift felt uncomfortable being used as a deal closer, essentially a metaphorical canon meant to force Justin's compliance. The phrase, weaponizing star power, began circulating among tabloids and YouTube channels. But as murky as that initial standoff seemed, it's the aftermath where things really heated up. And that's how we arrive at the infamous dragon analogy, a short text snippet that some insiders believe set the entire meltdown in motion. Anyone who's watched Game of Thrones knows the power dynamic. Daenerys Targaryen, also known as Khaleesi, commands dragons, mighty creatures that can scorch entire armies at her behest. In a text message allegedly sent by Blake Lively to Justin Baldoni, she compared herself to Daenerys, boasting a few dragons she could call upon if needed. This might have been a playful, offhand comment at first glance. But if you read deeper, it implied that powerful friends, people like Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift, could be summoned to defend her position or tip the balance of power in her favor. Text itself has circulated in partial quotes, with some lines referencing gorgeous monsters that protect her cause. For fans, the immediate question became, did Blake really see Taylor as one of those monstrous, fire-breathing allies she could unleash on command? And how did Taylor react to being labeled as part of Blake's arsenal? If sources close to Swift are to be believed, she was anything but thrilled. Some say she felt blindsided, learning after the fact that her presence at that infamous meeting might have been prearranged as a strategic move, rather than an organic gathering of friends. From Taylor's perspective, it's easy to see how that might sting. She's a global superstar with a reputation for carefully choosing what she endorses or supports. Being quietly inserted as leverage in a professional disagreement goes against her penchant for authentic connections. The rumor is that she confronted Blake about it, expressing a desire not to be cast in the role of a dragon for hire. Initially, or is this simply how the story ends? Only time will tell. Thank you for watching, and for diving into this roller coaster of rumors, revelations, and lingering tensions. Let us know your thoughts. Do you think this drama is overblown, or is there real substance to it? Could their once endearing friendship be saved, or are they better off walking separate paths? Whatever the future holds, it's one more reminder that even in the glitzy realm of Hollywood, friendships can be as fragile and complicated as they are in everyday life.